The human body is an extraordinary machine, a living system of fibers, signals, and silent conversations happening beneath the skin. Every step you take, every object you lift, every breath that expands your chest depends on the quiet strength of your muscles. Yet muscles are not sustained by effort alone. They are nourished, repaired, and protected by what flows through the bloodstream. And sometimes the most powerful support for the muscles does not come from complicated supplements or extreme routines, but from something remarkably simple: the fruits that nature designed with precise biochemical gifts for the human body. The first fruit is the banana, a fruit so common that its deeper biological value is often overlooked. Yet inside this simple yellow fruit lies a remarkable combination of nutrients that speak directly to the needs of human muscles. At the center of this relationship is potassium, a mineral that plays a critical role in the electrical language of the body. Muscles do not simply move on their own. They respond to electrical signals sent by the nervous system. These signals trigger the contraction and relaxation of muscle fibers, allowing the body to walk, lift, stretch, and breathe with coordination and strength. Potassium helps regulate the balance of fluids and electrical charges inside and outside the muscle cells, creating the conditions that allow these signals to travel smoothly. When potassium levels fall too low, the electrical balance inside the muscle fibers becomes unstable, and the result can appear as cramps, sudden tightness, or unexplained fatigue. Bananas provide this mineral in a natural and easily absorbed form, quietly supporting the electrical stability that muscles rely upon throughout the day. But potassium is only part of the story. Bananas also contain natural carbohydrates, which act as a primary fuel source for muscle cells. When muscles work, whether during exercise or simple daily movements, they require energy to sustain their activity. This energy is generated through metabolic processes that convert glucose into usable fuel. The carbohydrates found in bananas are gradually broken down into glucose, which enters the bloodstream and becomes available to the muscles that need it most. In this way, the banana functions almost like a gentle energy reservoir, restoring the body's capacity to move without forcing the metabolism into sudden spikes or crashes. There is also a subtle biochemical harmony in the way bananas interact with the body's internal rhythms. Their soft texture and natural sugars make them easy to digest, allowing nutrients to enter circulation without placing heavy stress on the digestive system. This is particularly valuable for muscles after exertion, when the body is seeking both energy replacement and mineral balance. Athletes often turn to bananas for this reason, but the benefit extends far beyond sports. Every human body relies on muscles constantly, even during the quietest moments of life, maintaining posture, supporting circulation, and enabling the countless micro-movements that keep the body stable and alive. Within this simple fruit exists a quiet partnership with human physiology, where minerals guide electrical signals and carbohydrates replenish the energy that movement consumes, sustaining the delicate rhythm through which muscles contract, release, and prepare again for the next impulse of motion. Within the living architecture of the body, the second fruit is watermelon, a fruit that seems almost symbolic of refreshment and simplicity. At first glance, it appears to be little more than water and natural sweetness, yet hidden within its bright red flesh is a compound that has drawn increasing attention from scientists studying muscle recovery and circulation. That compound is L-citrulline, a naturally occurring amino acid that quietly participates in one of the body's most fascinating biochemical pathways. When watermelon is consumed, L-citrulline is absorbed and gradually converted in the body into another amino acid called L-arginine. This transformation matters because L-arginine plays an important role in the production of nitric oxide, a small but powerful molecule that helps blood vessels relax and widen. When blood vessels relax, circulation improves. Blood can travel more freely through the intricate network of arteries and capillaries that deliver oxygen and nutrients to muscle tissue. Muscles are living tissues that constantly require oxygen, minerals, and energy molecules in order to function properly. During physical activity, muscle fibers create tiny stresses within their structure. These microscopic stresses are not harmful. In fact, they are part of the natural process through which muscles grow stronger. But recovery from this stress depends heavily on the efficiency of circulation. The faster oxygen and nutrients reach the muscle fibers, the more effectively the body can repair and restore them. This is where watermelon's biochemical influence becomes quietly significant. By supporting nitric oxide production through L-citrulline, watermelon may help improve the flow of blood to muscles after exertion. With improved circulation, metabolic waste products that accumulate during exercise can be cleared away more efficiently. Among these byproducts is lactic acid, a substance that contributes to the sensation of muscle fatigue and soreness after intense activity. When the body can move these compounds out of muscle tissue more quickly, the feeling of stiffness and heaviness tends to fade sooner. Another fascinating aspect of watermelon is its extremely high water content. Muscles themselves are composed largely of water, and proper hydration plays a crucial role in maintaining their flexibility and responsiveness. When the body becomes even mildly dehydrated, muscle performance can decline and cramps may become more likely. Watermelon contributes both hydration and nutrients simultaneously, supporting the internal environment in which muscle cells operate. What makes this particularly interesting is the quiet elegance of the process. A fruit that grows under the warmth of the sun becomes a vehicle for improved circulation inside the human body. Through the pathway of amino acids and nitric oxide, watermelon supports the delicate vascular system that feeds muscle tissue, allowing oxygen, minerals, and restorative molecules to reach the places where movement begins and where recovery quietly unfolds within the living fibers that carry the body through every step of life. The third fruit is blueberries, small in size yet remarkably powerful in their biological influence. When we look at them, their deep blue color may seem like nothing more than a visual trait of nature, but that color actually signals the presence of compounds that play a meaningful role in protecting the human body. These compounds are known as antioxidants, particularly a group called anthocyanins. Inside the body, muscles are constantly engaged in activity, even when we are not consciously exercising. Every movement, every step, every change in posture requires muscle fibers to contract and release in precise coordination. During this continuous activity, muscle cells naturally produce reactive molecules as part of normal metabolism. These reactive molecules, often called free radicals, are a natural byproduct of energy production within cells. However, when they accumulate in high amounts, they can begin to damage delicate cellular structures such as membranes, proteins, and even DNA. This process is known as oxidative stress, and it becomes more noticeable during intense physical effort because muscle cells are working harder and consuming more oxygen. In this state, the body must rely on protective systems to neutralize these reactive molecules before they cause unnecessary damage. Blueberries contribute to this protective system through their dense concentration of antioxidants. The anthocyanins within blueberries act like microscopic defenders, interacting with free radicals and stabilizing them before they can harm muscle tissue. By reducing oxidative stress, these compounds help preserve the structural integrity of muscle fibers. When muscles experience less cellular damage, the recovery process becomes more efficient, and the body can restore its strength with greater ease. Another fascinating dimension of blueberries is their influence on inflammation. After strenuous activity, the body naturally triggers a mild inflammatory response as part of the repair process. While some inflammation is necessary, excessive inflammation can slow recovery and prolong the feeling of soreness. The compounds found in blueberries appear to help regulate this response, gently moderating the body's inflammatory signals so that healing can occur without unnecessary stress on the tissue. What is particularly striking is the contrast between the size of the fruit and the complexity of its biological effects. A handful of blueberries contains an intricate collection of phytochemicals that interact with the body's cellular defense systems. Within the bloodstream, these molecules travel quietly, supporting muscles not by directly building them, but by protecting the environment in which they exist. In this way, blueberries help maintain the internal balance that muscles depend upon, allowing them to endure effort, adapt to stress, and continue performing the silent work that supports every movement of the human body through the unfolding rhythm of daily life. The fourth fruit is pineapple, a fruit that carries within it a fascinating biological tool known as bromelain. At first glance, pineapple appears simply vibrant and refreshing, yet beneath its golden flesh lies a group of enzymes that interact with the body in surprisingly meaningful ways. Enzymes are specialized proteins that act as catalysts for chemical reactions inside the body, allowing complex biological processes to occur with greater efficiency. Bromelain is particularly interesting because of its ability to assist in the breakdown of proteins. Since muscle tissue itself is built from proteins, the body constantly requires a steady supply of amino acids in order to repair and rebuild muscle fibers after physical activity. When food containing protein enters the digestive system, it must be broken down into smaller components before the body can use it. Bromelain supports this process by helping the digestive system break large protein molecules into absorbable amino acids. Once these amino acids enter the bloodstream, they become available to muscle cells that are repairing microscopic damage caused by daily movement or exercise. In this way, pineapple indirectly supports muscle recovery by improving the efficiency with which the body can access the building blocks required for muscle repair. Beyond digestion, bromelain has also been studied for its influence on inflammation. Whenever muscles experience strain or stress, the body initiates an inflammatory response as part of the healing process. This response brings immune cells and repair molecules to the affected area, helping damaged fibers recover. However, when inflammation becomes excessive, it can prolong discomfort and slow the return of normal muscle function. Bromelain appears to interact with certain inflammatory pathways in the body, helping to moderate this response and create conditions that allow tissues to recover more smoothly. Another interesting aspect of pineapple is its combination of vitamins and hydration. It provides vitamin C, a nutrient that contributes to collagen formation. Collagen is a structural protein found in connective tissues that support muscles, tendons, and joints. Healthy connective tissues play an essential role in maintaining strength and flexibility throughout the body's movement system. When these tissues remain strong and resilient, muscles can perform their work with greater stability and reduced risk of strain. What makes pineapple remarkable is how these processes unfold quietly within the body. An enzyme that originates from a tropical fruit becomes part of the intricate chemistry of digestion, circulation, and tissue repair. Through this subtle interaction, pineapple contributes to an internal environment where muscles can rebuild themselves after effort, restore their balance, and continue supporting the countless movements